Alright, I'm Matt Jones and I'm making an immersive RPG in Godot. And today we have a devlog where I'm going to explain a few of the wacky and weird anomalies in the game and a few more details. But first, we have everything's at immersiverpg.com. We've got socials for YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, Twitter, Minds, and we also have a Patreon. If you want to help support the project, you can go here. Or you can just, if you don't want to support or can't support, you can help spread the social media goodness all around. Anyway, back to the game. Um, Let me start the game. Make it about noon. One of the things I've been adding is um, like viscera, blood, and guts and whatnot. So I made the rooster so now it will ragdoll properly if I shoot it. Let's see here. So it falls down and ragdolls, and then it sprays out blood and leaves a little blood trail behind. I also moved the let me get rid of this gun here. I moved the grenade over from the active ragdoll project, so now this will work here too. So I throw a bunch of grenades down. It should push the ragdoll away. There we go. You can see we have our nice blood trail there. That's it's a Godot decal. Let me show you how that works. This is new in Godot 4. It's literally just a decal, and there's a texture, just a simple blood texture that it can show based on the distance. Let me show you that on the world here. So like here's the world where I have one placed, and there's basically an orange box around it, and whatever's inside of the box will get the blood on it. So I can move it up and down, and you can see if it's touching this platform, it like goes over the edge of it and down onto the ground on the dirt. So you don't have to worry about placing it exactly on the platform and all that. You do normally have to write a shader to do that in Godot 3, but Godot 4 makes all of this way more easy and nice. So that's a huge win for making game development easier. Let's see, back to the game. I've also been adding um, anomalies. If you've been watching the devlogs, I've been mentioning some of these things. Here's one of them. I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil story and like ruin some of the interesting things. But I'll share a little bit of information. Like this is one of them. They're all going to work very differently. This one is a black, basically indestructible cube that floats through the desert here. Right now it's just floating around to random locations and looking around for stuff to interact with. In this particular anomaly, it has a special property that makes it so it removes gravity from things around it and kind of pulls them towards the bottom here. And so I placed a bunch of cockroaches and cactus and some oranges, and it's going to start pulling those towards it. Um, and it killed the cockroaches, that's why they're not moving. But it'll slowly apply physics towards it and push it towards the center there. What else does it do? Oh, it also has some. Let me see if I can get it to do it. There we go. Like it sprays out blood. Then it has some little visitors that pop out of the bottom. What are those? Oh, you'll have to play the game and see what exactly that does. But stuff comes out of it. Leaves a nice blood decal. What are these little giblets here? Uh, also, when it pulls stuff over, like let me see here. Let me drop my gun on the ground, and the gun will float because that's an item. Oh, it's eating the cockroaches now. Look at that. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Let me see if I grab the gun. Oh, Jesus. It's crunchy. Crunchy cockroaches. Oh, baby. Let me grab the gun before it eats it. Oh, 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 okay, now. Um, so right now it's just gonna make a bunch of eating noises while it eats stuff, and it kind of wobbles around while it does that. So that's cool. That's one of the weird anomalies here, and like I said before, it this thing is very particular in the way it affects the environment. So you can't just like blow it up or shoot it a million times because it's basically indestructible. You got to do something specific to hurt it, and it might eat you or suck you in and chew you up and eat all your items. Like if I had my let me see, throw my gun at it. If I leave my gun there, it's gonna eat my gun, and that's bye bye gun. So there it spits stuff out way up into the sky. So that's cool. Let's see, I don't want to spoil more, but what else do we have here? Oh, I think I showed this before, but there's a hologram NPCs, and right now it's essentially like a CRT TV screen floating in the air, and I added some like classic. I forget what's this called, this image, but it's like what they used to put on TVs as like a test. So before they went off the air, sometimes they would show this image. And since this is a hologram, it's non-corporeal, as in it can't interact with the environment or anything. So I can like walk right through it. So it's going to be an NPC, but it can't physically touch you or grab any items or anything, but it can make sounds and it can manipulate you and other NPCs into doing things for it. But since the hologram, it has to have like a projector or some kind of technology giving it, making it kind of spring forth into the world. It's not just existing there. And so I added this little blimp. The little blimp flies around, and that's going to be where it comes from. And notice if I go back in the third person, this character, they're about 6 foot tall, this placeholder here, but notice how big the hologram is. Obviously this thing's so big like that, it's not going to be able to like walk through a doorway because it's so wide. And then the beam wouldn't be able to project. So the hologram will essentially turn off and go back into the blimp, and the blimp will be able to fly down through doorways and whatnot. And then maybe you can shoot the blimp to knock it out for temporarily, or enemies could, or whatnot. So that's cool. That's solves a lot of problems as far as like how the hologram works. And I need to work on the look of the beam because it's looks a little off. But that's cool. What else is there? Oh, one other thing. This is something kind of I ran into when I was working. Basically, in Godot 4, they updated the scenes so they all have universal or unique IDs. So if you open up a TSCN file, it'll have this new UID in it, and here's another one, another UID. These are supposed to be unique, but you can run into situations where scenes have the same unique ID number, and this is something that it wasn't a Godot problem. It was something I did where I made basically a smoke particle effect in an old project, and then I copied that over to another one where I had a fire particle effect with some smoke, and then I wanted to have the smoke as something, and then I wanted to have the fire as something. So I copied them back over into the game. So they had the original scene, so they ended up having the same ID number, and that couldn't cause like all kinds of weird stuff happening in Godot, where like the particles are switching between one another and all kinds of weird things. So obviously, again, that's my fault for not noticing that, but it would be nice if Godot could just look at the scenes and be like, oh, this one has the same. Like they could put a thing here where you do project tools, I don't know, verify unique ID numbers and make sure they're actually unique and not being reused or something. Some kind of option there to do that. But I made a simple script to essentially do that. It's in Python. It's kind of nasty. I'm not really not a fan of Python anymore. Basically, it opens the text. It opens the resource files and this in the text scene files, and it goes through and it gets the UIDs and it makes sure they're all unique and compares them. Obviously, this is not supposed to be a completely comprehensive solution for doing that. Um, just a simple throwaway script. I'll put a link to this in the show notes, so if you guys want to try it on your projects, you could do that. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it for now. I want to start doing smaller devlogs. I know I keep saying that, and it's been about a month since I've done them. I'll put this video up on there. Let me know if you have any feedback or questions or anything. I'll see if I can get the next one out sooner because I already have a bunch of cool stuff ready to go and show you. Anyway, all the information is at immersiverpg.com. We've got socials: YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, Twitter Binds, and a Patreon if you want to help support it. I will talk to you guys later.